You guys helped John Moran to 11 points, 4 of 7 shooting. How'd you do that?
I give our smalls a lot of credit. It was a point of emphasis for us to just, harass him, be physical with him. And he's a really good player. So, once again, before I comment, I always like to watch the film. But, the eyes said we did a really good job is making life difficult, just staying into his body, not giving up space, and making take tough contested twos.
It seemed like KCP spent quite a bit of time on him. Why was that the defensive matchup you like?
Well, it wasn't just him. Obviously, the start of it for sure. But I thought Raul, Aaron, Brad at times, everyone got a crack at it. But Pope does a great job. He's physical. He gives us a little bit more size, on the ball, which, for Ja is important because we're down the floor and pick and roll, trying to play more 2-on-2 to eliminate some of the threes. You need that late, rear view pursue, that contest. And he has ability to skinny up, keep pursuing, try to do so without fouling.
What stuck out about your team's approach on offense?
We were aggressive. Obviously, we got going early, made shots, which it's good to see because I think we had 15 assists at half, 34 for the game. So that's a terrific number. My math is correct. I think we 70% of our made field goals were assisted, which is a tremendous number. And I think we can continue to play that style of ball. We're tough to guard.
Did you like the focus tonight?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it wasn't just tonight. It started in shoot around. I think we made that point yesterday in the film session and guys responded. So that's the best part about it. We saw the carryover we were looking for.
What's the best ball movement this season, you think?
If not, it's close. I think that 0.5 mentality is just, we're not playing in crowds. And we still had, I think, 19 turnovers. So it wasn't perfect, but I think a lot of those turnovers were guys trying to make a play for a teammate. They weren't selfish turnovers. So I can live with those. But the fact that the ball didn't stick, and I think that's a good sign.
Kind of going off the ball movement point, I think Grizzlies only had 9 turnovers, so a lot of your offense came from the half court. What did you like about you guys in that particular situation, in those particular situations tonight?
Well, we executed. I think sometimes we get it in, get it up, which is great, but we're not in the right spots. So we initiate offense, and guys are out of position. The floor's not balanced, and those possessions that start bad usually don't end well. So I thought we did a better job of getting to our spots, staying organized, running our offense, and executing with precision.
7 guys in double-digit scoring today, is that kind of the definition of depth?
Yeah, it is. Obviously, we didn't have to, ride guys heavy minutes, so it gave other guys opportunity to play. But, that's how it should look. If we take care of our business and we're able to withstand, some runs and maintain a lead, it's great opportunity for, Corey to get out there and get, sizable minutes. And you can't replicate that in practice.
19 turnovers for you guys didn't hurt you too much. Is that an indication that transition defense was pretty good?
Overall, it was solid. And I think a lot of those were, I'd have to look, I think a number of them were dead ball. So, at least it allows you to set your defense.
And Daniel Gafford, we talked to him yesterday. He seemed like he was really intent on having a bounce back game. What do you think of him tonight?
His effort, his focus and intensity was terrific. I could tell this morning that, it's almost he was looking for a bounce back game. He's always going to play with that energy, but there was more purpose and focus behind it. And I think if he can do that nightly, he's a difference maker.
Because what does different focus look like with Daniel when he's on the floor?
I think, what we just saw, his ability to change shots, he's not taking himself out of position. He's being disciplined with his help. He's still going to challenge and make plays in the paint and around the rim. But even on the offensive end, not getting overly eager, staying spaced, taking advantage of opportunities, obviously, to rebound, get second chance opportunities. But he's not, trying to post up every time or clog the paint. He's letting the game come to him. And I think that's a sign of maturity.
Raul with a really solid game off the bench today. What did you see from him today?
Raul has always been – he's going to bring that energy. He's kind of a spark plug in that role. He's going to defend. He's going to push the pace. He gets downhill. And he's looking to share the ball. And I think that's part of, it becomes contagious. But just his level and pace, his intensity, it's invaluable to have because it's a change. Some nights, most nights, from our first group, we're playing kind of even he just kind of pushes that balance, which I like.
All right, Coach, let's head over to Zoom. Ava.
Wes, we asked you a lot about offensive chemistry, but with the way that KCP and Gafford kind of played together tonight on defense, is like defensive chemistry the right term for that, or how are they working off of each other tonight?
Well, those two, that you speak of, but I thought our whole group, we played a pretty good defensive game tonight. Did a decent job on their best player, and some of that is when our offense is clicking. That they're taking the ball out of the net, and now gives us a chance to set our defense. Sometimes when we're scattered, we turn the ball over. Those transition opportunities, or when we're not, making shots, we're always on our heels, and that plays, I think, in your opponent's favor. So I think they go hand in hand. If you get quality looks and you're able to knock shots down, it's going to help your defense.
Neil?
Hey, Coach, it seemed like you did a better job defending without fouling. What did you see from that?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
Seems like the team did a better job defending without fouling. What did you see with that?
Yes, I would agree. Thank you for that.
That was all Neil.
Thank you, Neil. No, that's true. I mean, I think, at times it goes back to, being disciplined with our defense. It's one thing to be in the right spot, but also understand tendencies, personnel. If you understand a guy wants to get left, you want to take that strength away, but you have to be disciplined with your hands. Can't get your hands over the ball. You can't reach late and bail guys out because it doesn't help you. You're giving up free points, and you're allowing the clock to stop and them to now set their defense. So defending without fouling is a crucial, part of the, being a good defensive team.
All right, we will finish it up with Wayne.
Hey, Coach, pregame, we talked about that big effort word. You held them to 35% shooting, out-rebounded them 53-38, and you had 66 paint points. Can you talk about what about the effort tonight that you really enjoyed about the game?
Well, I mean, to your point, the metrics bear it out, but just the balance, on both ends of the ball, in the paint, from three. I think it was, number of facets. So I give our guys a lot of credit because, you lose two and at some point you're going to respond. Shots might not fall, but, the overall effort from start to finish was dramatically better.
And can you just talk a little bit about, you said earlier that you have a lot of pieces. How did that feel to contain this team, a fiery team, to under 90 points?
It's one of those things where we were locked in from the start, and I thought collectively our approach was, we had the right mindset, and I think it was, carryover from those two losses and productive meeting yesterday, film session. And our guys responded, so I want to give them a lot of credit. Before I go, I want to shout out Mike Williams. First win tonight as the head coach of the Go-Go. They got down big, but they pulled one out. So I'm interested to see the tape, see how it went. But I wanted to congratulate him, congratulate those guys, and we'll hopefully repeat that tomorrow.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it.
You seemed pretty frustrated last time we talked to you and pretty intent on having a bounce back game.
Yeah.
How'd you feel out there tonight?
I mean, I felt a lot more into the game than I've usually been. Like the last couple of games, I'm pretty sure everybody has seen I haven't been in tune with everything that we've been doing on the floor. So just taking a mental restart, just being able to come out, lock in, and really just focus on the things that I do good and doing it at a high level. If I am in a position to do something that I've worked on in the off season, I'll do it. But other than that, just playing at a high level, setting screens, making sure I get the guys that have the ball downhill, get them to the basket, and just being on the rim as much as I can.
You had a few blocks on John Moran. You guys collectively did a nice job against him. What was the key to limiting him today?
Really just play as solid as we could. Steven Adams is one of the best pick and roll guys in the league because he sets his screens. He goes up and sets the screens and he stays in it and makes sure, he gets shot downhill. So the main thing was, if he's not coming off to shoot the three, just, play downhill and just stay between ball and basket. That's the main thing, and just make him finish over us.
7 guys in double figures tonight. Is that the way that you guys would prefer to play it? And how nice is it to have a game like that where you're sharing the basketball and there's a lot of balance?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because the ball was moving tonight. We was making the defense move, and we were getting, early transition points as well. So we were really getting at it with defense. We were getting easy buckets on the other end. So that was just the main thing. So guys got to their spots, and guys made the shots that they took.
What does KCP do well defensively?
KCP, he's a real hounder on defense. He's going to make you work for what you get. That's one thing about it. He's flying around everywhere. He's going for steals. He's trying to get blocks. He's boxing out, even the bigs when there's a time for him to come down and, push guys out of the paint. So just the main thing with him, he's a defensive-minded guy and an defensive-minded guy first, offensive-minded guy second. That's the main thing.
Last game, there was a lot of talk about focus and kind of starting fast. You guys obviously started pretty quick tonight. What did you like about your start, and what was kind of the energy that you guys had?
Main thing that I liked about our start was our pace. Our pace was a lot better from, any other game that we've played. By far, the best pace that we've had in the first couple of games that we've played. One thing about it, and just making sure, we get the right guys the ball and move the ball around. Those were the main things. We moved the ball around as much as we could. We had how many assists tonight? We had like 34. Yeah, that's what we want night in, night out, is to move the ball, get the right guys, the right shots that are in the right spots.
Some of the guys have, talked about, you can maybe tell and shoot around if there's going to be the energy from the start. And even Coach said before the game, a similar sentiment, and he kind of smiled because he could tell that this morning was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel that as well? And what is it, in shoot around or leading up to a game where you maybe feel, hey, this might be a good one today?
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Because when we locked in and shoot around, it carries over to the game. That's the main thing. Really just not going in and thinking it's all good, because day in, day out, we got to fight for what we want. We got to fight to win. We got to fight to protect home. We got to fight to win on the road. Those are the main things. And it starts with shoot around. So having the main focus of coming in and getting everything done, it's all business. That's the main thing. And really just taking care of business and shoot around is going to help it carry over to the game. We'll already be in a locked in mindset.
Hey, Daniel, I know you're an anime fan.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a Naruto t-shirt?
Yes, this is Naruto. All my anime fans, this is Gaara, the guy that has the sand spirit, the gourd on his back. So yeah, I'm a real big anime fan. I'm actually, taking the time to watch the full all seasons of Naruto. So that's really one of the main reasons why I wore it. So next game, I'm gonna have the Sharingan on my chest. So just be looking out for that.
This is like a good luck.
Yeah.
All right, Daniel, let's switch over to Zoom. We'll start with Neil.
Hey, Daniel, what was your favorite alley-oop out of all three?
You at the concert right now? Say that again. I couldn't hear you.
He asked what your favorite alley-oop. Yep.
Tonight, the one where I was wide open, it's parted like the Red Sea, and I caught it. I was on the rim and I was like, woo, and then I went to the free throw line and I banged my chest. That was my favorite one tonight.
And we will finish up with Wayne.
Okay.
Hey, Daniel, good game tonight, man.
Appreciate
it. Moran was one of the leaders in the league of getting to the rim. Just talk about how were you able to contain Ja tonight?
I'm really just focusing on making him finish over Link. That was my main thing, trying my best to stay out of foul trouble. I was the main focus today with me watching film and anything like that. I've always seen that whenever I go fully contest, verticality, I always come down with either one of my arms. So that was the main focus, is just, mainly contest high hands and having him finish over me. Really just having him finish over Link. That was, like I said, one of the main focuses, and having him do that, leads to either easy rebounds, easy transitions, certain things like that.
And last one for you, Daniel. Coming up Sunday, you have Milwaukee. What are some of the keys from this game that you're hoping to carry over to the next one?
Same thing, same mindset, make guys finish over us, and just really just make sure, main guys don't have a great night against us. Even, the guys coming off the bench, make sure they don't have a great night against us as well. Just playing defensive mindset first.
Thank you, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Daniel, all set. Thank you so much for your time.
You remember the last time you sat out an entire fourth quarter?
First, praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. No. I couldn't tell you last time I saw him before. And the whole time I was sitting there, I was like, man, I hope I don't go back there. I hope we can go ahead and keep this lead, sustain this lead and get out of here. But it's been a minute. I honestly couldn't tell you.
I couldn't remember.
I couldn't tell you last time I haven't played before. So it felt good to be able to get some rest tonight. That's for damn sure.
I mean, is that kind of like, it's not going to happen all the time, we know, but is that kind of like, hey, if this thing goes right, these are the kind, we can have games like this season.
For sure. I mean, at the end of the day, all that matters is winning. We get the win. We up 20, 30 points, going into the fourth. That's great. But I know years past, the lead would dwindle, very quickly in the third and fourth. So it's great to be able to have, a new system, new coach, new players, and guys who are vets who understand, time, score, getting stops, getting the bucket, and we're staying in leads. We kept our foot on the gas tonight, and I'm definitely proud of how we played both ends.
At KCP, slowing down John Moran is not an easy task. You guys did a pretty good job on him tonight, including yourself. What was the key to kind of slowing him down tonight?
I mean, try to show him as less as possible, not give him much space. That's what he's good at in space, and tagging downhill. So we try to pressure him as much as possible, stay as close, try to deny him if he doesn't have the ball. And we did a great job of that tonight.
And Brad, 7 guys in double figures for you guys today. That's kind of a testament to the balance and the depth of this team. Can you talk about, how nice it is to have a game like that where everybody's getting involved?
I mean, this is how we want to play. The ball is moving, it's hopping, bodies are flying around. Everybody's getting touches, everybody's being aggressive, and that's how we want to play. Granted, there was a lot of it predicated off us getting stops. We get stops, we get out in transition. We're really tough to beat. So we really harp on that. We've been harping on that the last few days of understanding the importance of getting stops and then understanding the importance of moving bodies and moving the ball on the offensive end because we have so much talent. We got to utilize it all.
KCP, how far in advance did you know you'd spend a lot of time on John and was watching film part of your preparation?
I've been in the league for a minute. I played against John for a couple of years now. I knew I was guarding him, shoot around. And it's just all about, me, for me, it's no film, it's more personnel, reading, what they like to do, whatever the coach's, personnel thing is. And I just try to go out there and play my defense. It's not just, I'm forcing him to do things that he don't want to do, and not let him do what he wants to do, So it was good tonight.
And Brad, we could tell that Daniel Gafford was pretty frustrated yesterday when we talked to him. And he was really looking for a bounce back game. Coach Wes said he could sense that in shoot around. He just seemed like a little bit different. What have you kind of noticed from him the last few days and tonight?
He's like a lot of guys on our team. Like a lot of us are our own toughest critic. There's nothing you guys can say or write or think that we don't already think or do or thought of ourselves. So he's the same way. He's wired that way. He holds himself to a high standard, and he knew he had a big matchup tonight, whether it was Steven Adams or Jaren, so he had his hands full. And he knows that he can elevate his game. We all can. I still got to elevate my game, but for Gav to be able to retaliate and come back the way he did, that's a great sign. That's growth for us. That's growth for him. That game's over with. Let's move on. Now this game's over with. Got another one on Sunday that we got to get. So they just keep getting tougher and tougher, but we do a great job of our camaraderie, staying together and holding guys accountable.
Kentavious, we're just beginning to get to know you. We've seen you from afar, but we're getting to know you now. Mm-hmm. What do you enjoy most about defending and playing on defense?
Just bothering people. I mean, just being a pest, that aggravates, the offensive player. He gets out of his game. Now he's in his head because he's thinking about me. Or he's worried about the pressure or what type of defense I'm going to play. Now he's not. His game is a little bit off. So yeah, I try to have fun out there on defense and offense, but mostly defense. Like it gets my game going. So like, I like, to be on the ball guard and, and just having fun out there.
Right. What have you noticed about Daniel Gafford's improvement, like in space when he has to guard smaller players? And is it something that you've noticed going up against him in practice?
I'm rarely going against Gaffer in practice, but he knows when he's on me, he has to come up on that screen. He can be back like he was tonight on barriers. No, but he's just getting better. He's becoming more mature, more his IQ for the game is slowing down for him, and he's being able to see plays before they develop. I think like the first couple games, he would catch it in the middle of a pick and roll and like try to force it sometimes. Now he's catching, looking, observing the floor. He hit KCP for a 3 tonight. There's other times he'll see he has a small in there, then he'll finish. So he's just getting better at understanding how the defense is playing, how they're guarding pick and rolls, where his next outlet could be. And it's our job to continue to put him in spaces where he can be successful and help impact the team, So we're all big on player development year in and year out, and he's constantly getting better. Yeah.
We'll go to Zoom. We'll start with Wayne.
Question for KCP and Bill. You guys played a great all-around game tonight. And in a league that emphasizes scoring, can you just talk about how did that feel to hold this team that was pretty hot to 87 points?
It was great. We were definitely upset with how we played last game. So we understood coming into the night, Ja leads the league in points in the paint, more than a lot of, talented bigs and wings in our league. So we understood that point of emphasis, and we came in, like Pope said, and we made it tough for him and made sure he's seeing bodies. The lane was clogged, and, whenever he had a floater or a shot in the paint, it was very highly contested. We know he's a star. He's going to score. He's going to do some spectacular things. But we pride ourselves on what we do and controlling what we can control. And so I think we just did that. We just focused on the defensive end and offensively spoke for itself. We moved the ball, had 30 plus assists. You're always going to set yourself up nice like that.
For me too. I mean, yeah. He said enough right there. Said it all. Yeah, like I can relate like what B said. Is just showing them different bodies throughout the whole game. That kept the pressure on him. And even like B said, him getting the floaters, it was highly contested. So we showed him everything tonight, pretty much.
Thanks, fellas.
Any other questions? That's it then. Thanks, Brad. Thanks, KCP.